We are in charge of the courtroom.
This is 30-year-old Bass Webb faced 2 counts of attempted murder. Surveillance footage taken outside a Kentucky jail just a week prior captured a shocking moment. Webb, a former inmate who had previously served 3 months for assault, accelerated his vehicle and aimed straight for 2 jail employees. One man managed to dodge the oncoming car, but the other wasn't as lucky, getting pinned against the wall and sustaining serious injuries. During his first court appearance before Judge Vanessa Dixon, Webb's unruly behavior persisted. "Yes," he muttered, as Judge Dixon announced her recusal from the case, citing her previous connection to the jail employees he had targeted.
I just know that I have my trials case. I have any further proceedings, or I have to see you for one further step.
Then, in a sudden act of defiance, Webb spit directly at the judge. But this wasn't the last time Bass Webb would show contempt for the justice system. While awaiting trial, Webb and 4 other inmates sparked a riot inside the Fayette County Detention Center. For the attempted murder of the 2 jail employees, he was later found guilty on both counts and received an additional 37 years behind bars. This is Antonio Rosales. Rosales is accused of dragging a young girl off the street and into a wooded area where he reportedly assaulted and raped her. The defendant is described as a drifter with a violent past. As Assistant State Attorney Anna Valentini presents her closing argument, Rosales, using a translator, angrily objects, appearing deeply offended by being referred to as a child molester.
She doesn't know that I did that to that woman.
Then, chaos unfolds. Rosales seizes a keyboard and smashes it against the computer monitor on the defense table. 2 officers immediately intervene, tackling him to the ground as they struggle to subdue him. Meanwhile, Judge Deborah Nelson grapples with a door that won't open and calls for assistance. But Rosales refuses to go down without a fight. At last, with reinforcement from additional officers, he is handcuffed and forcefully removed from the courtroom as Judge Nelson works to restore order. The trial is put on hold for the night. The next day, the jury finds Rosales guilty of kidnapping, attempted murder, and sexual battery. He is sentenced to 3 life terms, a punishment that ensures he will never walk free again. This is 19-year-old Keante Hunter, a suspect in a 2012 murder case in Louisville, Kentucky. According to reports, Hunter allegedly forced his way into the home of 21-year-old Jesse Williams and opened fire on him and his girlfriend as they slept. Williams was killed instantly, while his girlfriend miraculously survived the attack. Hunter was eventually taken into custody and faced multiple charges, including murder, attempted murder, and tampering with physical evidence. During his pre-trial hearing, the defense sought to have a statement Hunter made to police after the shooting excluded from evidence.
Keante, who was a juvenile at the time, the case law does support, and just our own common sense knows that juveniles have a lowered understanding, a lower intelligence when it comes to legal rights and things of that nature. I would argue that given his situation as a juvenile, that the Commonwealth has not met their burden showing that that was an intelligent and voluntary waiver.
But Hunter had other ideas.
Mr. Hunter, hold on.
Initially, he clashed with his public defender, voicing his disagreement.
I won't do it off my
Sit
case.
down.
All that. It's conflict of interest between me and the man.
But just as he was about to be escorted out of the courtroom, Hunter lost control.
I want to file a verbal motion.
In a burst of fury, he spat at his attorney and lashed out with his handcuffed arms, attempting to strike him. Deputies swiftly intervened, bringing him to the ground. Yet, the unruly defendant refused to back down.
Come to my next court date, dog. Spit in your face.
In the end, Hunter was appointed a new public defender, but it did little to change his fate. He was found guilty on all charges and received a 25-year prison sentence. While Keante Hunter was a legal challenge, his behavior in the courtroom made him just as much a physical threat as a legal one. This is Isaiah Gardenhire appearing in court for his arraignment in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. The 40-year-old was taken into custody after allegedly going on a 2-day crime spree, leaving the entire community in fear. Authorities claim Gardenhire first attacked his girlfriend in her home, subjecting her before murdering her 13-year-old daughter. He then fled to a nearby apartment complex, where he is accused of holding a man and woman hostage, robbing them, and stealing their vehicle. Although Gardenhire ultimately surrendered to police, his demeanor in court tells a different story. As Judge Sarah Spencer Noggle begins listing the charges against him, he remains expressionless, showing no sign of remorse.
Count 1, homicide, open murder, statutory short form. Count 2, criminal sexual conduct, first degree, weapon use.
As the charges continue, Gardenhire appears to nod off.
The court may impose consecutive sentence under statute, and it is also a Tier 3 offense.
Moments later, another audible yawn interrupts the proceedings.
DNA to be taken upon arrest. The court may impose consecutive sentence under statute, and it is also a Tier 3 offense.
Despite the distractions, the judge remains focused and asks prosecuting attorney David Barbary to weigh in on Gardenhire's bond conditions.
Looking at Mr. Gardenhire's criminal history is pretty significant. His criminal history consists of violent offenses, weapons offenses, failures to appear in court.
The prosecutor also notes that Gardenhire was already out on bond for a separate criminal sexual misconduct case in another county when he allegedly committed these new crimes.
In this case, due to the fact that Mr. Gardenhire is both charged with murder and the fact that he was on bond at the time that the allegations occurred.
Charge her with murder because she's the one who did it.
Before the prosecutor can finish his sentence, Gardenhire interrupts, suddenly shifting blame to his girlfriend.
Charge her with murder because she's the one who did it.
Isaiah.
Everything else, no.
All right, Mr. Gardenhire, this is your warning. The court will mute your microphone if you speak out of turn again.
The prosecution then requests that Gardenhire be held without bond, or alternatively, that it be set at $2 million cash, only.
Your Honor, we would request that Mr. Gardenhire be held without bond, or in the alternative, that bond be set as $2 million cash surety.
All right, thank you. Mr. Barbary, Mr. Gardenhire, I'm going to ask that you behave in a, all right. I'm going to ask you to behave in a manner that is appropriate for a court proceeding, particularly given the fact that right now I'm considering whether or not to allow your release on bond. If I have any more acting out, sir, we're going to turn off your audio and your video.
Despite the warning, Gardenhire remains uninterested as his bond conditions are further discussed.
All right, the court has considered the factors found in MCR 6.106 and finds that bond in the amount of $3 million, cash or surety, is appropriate.
In response, Gardenhire flips off the judge, first with one hand, then follows it up with a herein-ending double middle finger gesture.
All right, go ahead and turn his video off, please.
Due to Gardenhire's disruptive behavior, the hearing was ultimately cut short. He is now being held on a $3 million bond for 12 criminal charges, including home invasion, first-degree criminal sexual misconduct, and murder.